horrible for going live. I'm just driving there, So wait, seriously, the 4D body is gone. We didn't have access to it before 2012. Right? In 2012 is when we got given access to it, which is what made everybody empathic. And it's what made everybody like mediums and stuff. So since you're a medium your entire life, does that mean that you had access to your 4D self the whole lifetime? Does that mean that you had access to your 5D self and due to like the surgery, you were brought down to your 4D? You're taken into your 7D. Because all of our 5 senses are in the 4th dimension.
Wow.
Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah. It's kind of like a primal instinct almost.
Well, the 5 senses and then the light body's 5 senses are in the 7th dimension. And then it doesn't feel like it goes up to like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It stops at the 7th dimension. Weird. But prior to this, we have 12 dimensions to ourselves.
Wow.
Our junk DNA gets tossed out.
You get it?
And it's filled in with something different. It's a blocker, like a protein blocker that blocks you from ascending and evolving into greater perspectives or higher aspects of self. So you feel like you're like as high as can be because you're up at the 7th dimension. You're like, oh, I'm ascended. I'm safe. I'm like a superhero or, whatever. But you can't go into your cosmic self. You can't go into your Christ self. You can't go into like the Holy Spirit or whatever you want to call that. And then you can't go into like, they're calling it divine grace, just like the 12. Divine grace is that white ring. So what happens if you die if you only have 7 dimensions to self? They said you go to the soul plane.
That's where you die.
Are souls eternal there? They said no. Souls there have to be charged with consciousness and a divine spark. An eternal light.
Is it like here? Like it's just another reality?
We're in the soul plane right now.
Oh.
So we're in the soul plane. We were not in the soul plane in 2018. Where were we before 2018? The real world? I know, Poochie.
The veil?
The real world? It's like, what makes real though? I said, what makes it real is that you believe it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in a dream, it's like you have emotions and stuff like that. So it's like, well, so emotions make it real? So they're just basically stopping some people from creating their own souls. Remember how last night they said, once you hit like the 8th layer or whatever, you become a divine creator yourself and you can create your own souls.
Yeah.
So, like, say someone there who has it, that's a baby.
Yeah.
The soul's going to come from the earth. It's not going to come from the oversoul. That's huge, though. It's not going to be a cosmic soul. It's going to be an earth soul.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or it's like, I don't want the man beasts creating their own souls anymore.
It's like you literally have something from another world in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally from another world.
But that's where we're from.
But it's like not one with a soul. It doesn't feel like it's like it doesn't feel like it has a connection to.
Is it the dead embryo, or is it the? No, it's like a Okay, what I see is like the Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
And I see people like working inside of there. See them? They're like in the back of like George Washington's head. there's like people working and running around inside. They're like, hurry, cut, but roll that take again. Like it's like they're like a movie, like a soul movie, or like it's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can evolve past and open up the thalamus in our brain
Mm-hmm.
to 61%, whatever that means, and our brain activity can continue to expand, we'll get smarter because our souls know everything. But then we'll know, like, oh, we're in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is not real. Someone else is creating this reality, and I can just step out of it and I can create my own. And once we do that, then all the souls that are feeding off of the souls that are incarnated into here, like the light off of them, will die. Like George Washington, like hasn't crossed over yet.
Wow.
And he's still like living wherever he's living,
As if he's George Washington.
feeding off of the US energy. Not even necessarily feeding. It's like he's a different person that came into here to play a role as George Washington. And he's played it like 50,000 other times in different realities. Like it's like they're just creating different realities. But we choose to come here because we want to forget who we are. But they're showing like the souls are getting too smart. Or the human beings are getting too smart. They're allowing the souls to merge with them. And once the soul merges, then we're like me. You know everything. You know, you just tune in. You're like, oh, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't be deceived. I can be deceived if I'm not in channeling mode. But like when you're in channeling mode, you're like, oh, well, he didn't shoot her, or like he didn't, or there's a setup or whatever. But what they're saying is they don't want the souls embodying down here. Why though? All the souls that chose to stay here and not cross over will go to like literal hell.
All the souls here.
Zuccotaine. Zuccotaine. I can't read that. Hi, someone said interesting. I said, hi, sure. And it says Sheila, I'm not sure. Hi, Sheila. I wasn't sure if you guys could hear us or not because our camera's not working. Zuccotaine. Oh my gosh.
So we don't want the souls embodying here, as in like the souls that are being born from the vaccine.
No, the soul's like, okay, so we're a soul.
Mm-hmm.
We come onto this planet. We're standing on the planet and we're light. And inside of us, like we're like these big, huge, not Despicable Me, Hero 6. These big, huge, like humongous beings of like matter. And we're like luminescent, like shiny almost.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of us, we have these realities that we've created. Like, you know, when you just like, are like, oh, we're going to be so happy together. Like you go on a date with a guy. They have a funny meme or funny thing on YouTube where it's like, the girl's like, oh, and we're going to have babies and it's so great. And he just totally cuddled with me this morning. And the girlfriend's like, oh my God, you guys are going to be so happy. You know, and the guy's like, yeah, I reached over to grab my remote control this morning. I forgot that I had this chick in my bed. And so I made her some breakfast and shoot her out of there. I figured if I fed her, she'd leave. You know, like that. And then it's just like, you know, the perception of like whatever the reality is for each of them. They're saying that the souls create, facilitate, and they never leave themselves. It's almost like those Mount Rushmore heads. I can see people coming out of the back and like mountain climbing down them, you know, like they're having an experience. Those souls create duplicates of themselves. But they never leave them. They're always connected to them. oh, but when one's having an experience and it's not listening, or it's like going like, oh, I'm going to go over here. The soul's like, snip. I'm cutting my connection to you because you're using up my energy and you're not listening to me. And then that person dies. So then they're in this reality, like picture Mount Rushmore. Now they're walking around in the forest and they're like, well, I just lost my life force energy. I do have my life force energy that I've connected to, like, source or whatever, but it only lasts so long if they don't cross over. If they don't cross over, they lost their connection to source. They lost their connection to their soul. And the only connection they have is the earth. So that's when they turn to like the earth of the god of earth, and the god of earth goes, oh yeah, here, come here to this awesome place and we'll reincarnate you. And then you'll get a new earth spirit. Because everything that's born gets given a spark. And then they're born and all they have is a spark, but they don't have a soul. Oh my God.
The spark with no soul.
A spark with no soul is a being with no... There's people that don't have souls. And is that who Jesus is here to save, or like Christ is here to save? Or however you want to call it, like the savior or whatever?
Is that the influencers?
Influencers are here to bring soul, purpose. But see, the incarnated beings that don't really have a soul, don't have a soul of their own to incarnate with, so they use the soul of the parents that have them. And those are the ones that are not created out of love. Oh my gosh, they're like your one night stands, like unmarried. So the earth is technically the parent, one of the parents. Wait, is it one of the parents or both? Okay, wait, so if people aren't married, they're two souls. And those two souls create and feed that one being with the spark from the earth. If people are married, they're one soul. So they're one soul, and then God is the other soul.
What if you're not married but you're with your person?
The second you have sex, you're married.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Your souls merge like the second you have sex. That's why it's like so important to get energetic divorce. It's like anyone you've slept with, you're married to. But what they keep showing me, and they showed me this earlier, is that they may be like defertilizing people because we'll have gotten to the point where we can just have like immaculate conception. So why would we want to keep having like these painful man-beast births? Where we have to bleed and like shoot babies out of our crotch and all this stuff, when we can just create people in a petri dish, grow them in a lab, and have a baby. But then does the soul get in? Its soul does get infused.
It does?
Because it comes from within the master God cell, within the person. There's something to say for like, if you don't know the person, it's like just like a sperm donor or whatever. Because everything's programmed when they're in utero. So if you're grown like in a petri dish and then you're placed into like a loving environment, that's really interesting. I always thought that, I guess it all depends on what you call soul though. Is soul perfect? Souls are perfect. Like, ask to see the soul that we're born with. Mine was dirty. I think I reincarnated. But then I see like a perfect one standing right behind it. Is that just an attachment?
Is that the oversoul?
I think in a perfect environment, there's no oversoul. There just is like the soul and it's perfect. But when in like a reincarnated environment, it starts like splitting into all these different layers. Oh my God, how weird. Oh, hey, Rachel. She's just being with no light. But they are saying that any being created and born on this earth is given a spark from the earth. And that spark is, although it's like Satan, it's the same source that created earth. So it's the same exact thing. It's just a duplicate. It's just not eternally like resourceful. Like eventually the sun's going to die. Eventually the planet's going to die. In fact, it just did in January of 19 or 20. The earth died in 20. January 19th of 2020, the earth died. It happened January 19th of 2020. As a year after COVID? Wait.
That was a year ago.
When was the full
Is
moon?
that when Kobe Bryant died?
I don't know, but you're good if you know that.
I just remember the day Kobe Bryant died. I just knew I was like, the world is gonna get so bad. So quick.
Full moon in January.
And now he died on the 26th.
He died 7 days after that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Full moon, January 2020 was January 10th. When is like no moon or whatever? But you're snoring really loud. Okay, so let me see. Okay, 19th was the warning crescent, visible 28%, age 24, 10 days. When did Kobe Bryant die?
The 26th.
I literally heard that the real beginning of it died on the 19th, but I heard when it's no moon or like the new moon is when the new earth began. And guess what day that was? The 25th. Oh, Kobe Bryant couldn't resonate in the new earth.
That has nothing to do with COVID. Or was that?
Everything to do with COVID. It has everything to do with everything. I mean, like, some people chose to go to like the real earth to like resonate with their soul. Okay, was Kobe his soul? Kobe was his soul since he was 16.
So I can resonate.
He couldn't resonate in this crap world.
And his daughter died with him.
So they went to like the real world.
I wonder if he's there with like his wife still.
I see him with the daughter. Daughter has a kid. Is the daughter really young?
Yeah, she's like 12 or 13.
So the daughter has 2 or 3 kids. So it's in the future.
Wow.
Daughter's 32. Oh, everyone's 32 on the soul plane now.
Mm.
How old's Kobe there? Kobe's like 17. They're just in the soul plane. It's almost like this like place where I see everybody doing like virtual reality. They have like goggles on.
Sucks you leave your wife behind. I'd be like, can I come too?
I know, right? But the wife just had like crap energy or something, or are they splitting up?
He cheated on her like way back in the day. And like went to trial about it or something.
Oh. So she just stayed with him for revenge. Did he really cheat? Like she took him to court to see if he really did cheat.
It wasn't even like court, but they were I think it was more like for ESPN or like for his basketball career or something.
Oh, wife filed for divorce. Kobe's disturbing rape case. Wow, he had a bunch of stuff. Was it true though? I heard he had 3 affairs. They were emotional. He had 97 accusations that got paid off.
Of cheating?
They're like massage therapists and stuff like that. They were just like, he did this, like, or I'm gonna say you did that. You need to give me money. It's weird. He has like a clone or something like that. Does he have a twin?
They died in a plane.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be flying.
So it's like they almost like knew it was gonna happen or something.
Like, is he alive?
Well, so sometimes you leave because it's too bad here.
Kobe Bryant's twin spotted at London Olympics.
What?
I heard something about his twin. Oh, yeah, did the fake Kobe Bryant die? It says Kobe Bryant's long-lost twin was spotted at the opening ceremony of the London Olympics on Friday. Both Kevin Love and LeBron James shared pictures on Instagram and Twitter of Kobe and his body double, as Love called it. The resemblance between the two men is strong. NBA player Brandon Jennings, who is not on the Olympic team, thought the twin picture was hilarious. After a bit of research, we learned that Kansas State Twitter the identity of Kobe's doppelganger. The young man's name is Eric Kynard, and he is a 21-year-old high jump specialist who attends Kansas State, blah, blah, blah. While the two look really similar in the picture above, they look different in the photo snapped by LeBron James. They look so much alike. Oh, no, I heard something about his twin.
Like an actual twin.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what I just said. I just said something about, like, is he actually dead? And I just thought, like, he's alive somewhere. Kind of like how Brian's alive somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I just don't understand, why don't you bring your whole family? It's kind of depressing to be.
Well, sometimes people leave so that the other souls can evolve and grow.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like they need like a catalyst to grow. So it's like Brian said, he could do more good from the other side than he could do here. Because here he just worried us and we were scared he was going to die and like drink too much or whatever. But then once they're gone, it's like, wow, they're gone. But it actually triggers like something inside of us to want to learn and grow and get closer to God. The whole point of being here is to get closer to God, to allow our soul in, to merge with our soul, to not fear. And just know that if you're going to die tomorrow, you're going to die tomorrow. If you're going to live tomorrow, you're going to live tomorrow. If someone's going to die tomorrow, they're going to die tomorrow. But like, there's nothing we can do to control it. Mm-hmm. Like, absolutely nothing we can do to control another person, but we can control our own perspective, our own reality, our own emotions, our own feelings. We can't really control them. But like, if we can look at it from a perspective that we're eternal, not like, oh, let's be super Christian and be like, yay, we're eternal. But if we can look at it like this is a movie and we're just in this reality for like a blink of time, that we're going to see our loved ones, that they're going to be there, that like if we have animosities and we hate them in this lifetime, we'll probably cross over to the other side and be like, high five, good job for screwing me over. Good job for making me feel like crap my whole life. Like I really learned a lot about like self-pity and, you know, it's like the souls are perfect. They want to experience the crap. And as far as like all the gossip articles and stuff like that, they're just people. Mm-hmm. And they almost have like public personas that they approve with their PR people, that they allow them to like release into the, like they play a part in the media too. So they play a part on TV, they play a part in the media, and they play a part at home. And at home, hopefully they're real, but they have a hard time choosing what's that gross thing coming in here with no eyes, blue, like Terminator looking thing. It's like a guy with skin melting off his face and teeth and blue eyes. With the media monster?
I just heard oppression.
Oppression of what?
Self-realization and actualization.
It's the blue light coming out of its eyes that are oppressing people. The blue light lenses. There's they have like lenses that you can get now to block the blue light in your computer because it causes some sort of weird thing to happen. Oh my God, it's crazy. Oh my God, it's so late. Jeff's like, promise you'll go to bed by midnight? I'm like, yeah. He'll be like, were you in bed by midnight? I'm like, yeah, totally. He's like, I saw you on YouTube at 3 in the morning. He'll be up in like 20 minutes. I know.
No.
Okay, she watched a psychic medium on YouTube that was supposedly channeling him. See, I don't think that's smart to channel. Hey, someone else's name Marisa? Yeah, I mean, here, give me a. Oh yeah, Mark Zuckerberg just is promoting virtual reality. I'm working with like the like forefront leader in virtual reality. I'm a producer. They just created their first virtual reality season, and we're creating a way to shift people and like, I mean, they're already regrowing limbs and like on people and stuff, releasing PTSD, like tons of like stuff you would not even believe because the mind believes what the mind believes. And if you go into a theta brainwave and you see something actually happening to you in virtual reality, you're going to believe that it's real. Your brain's going to believe it's real. So if you see yourself heal, you're going to heal. The only problem is they can't get it approved through the FDA because it can read your mind. So little things like having a country western and you've got the virtual reality machine on, the technology is so strong that, like they say, you know, the barmaid comes in to the country saloon and based on your thoughts emitting from your head, the frequencies, she'll either smack you, offer you a pack of cigarettes, or take you in the back room. You know, so hi, Marisa. I don't know which Marisa this is. Is it Marisa from class? So it's like it's just frequent. I mean, it's all frequency, you know. Oh yeah, you can totally use it for bad too, 100%. But I mean, I'd say like I always say in class, like what's good and what's bad. It's like, you know, a rape is bad, but if a girl gets raped and she goes out and she helps like 1 million rape victims, you know, to not feel raped anymore, then was her rape bad or was it the plan? So, hi, Marissa Staples. I love that you have the same spelling as me. I don't think you've come to class before. I don't recognize your last name. Welcome. You have a bomb name. Oh, cool. You should come to our classes on Wednesday night. Some night. I'll let you email me at email assistant at discoverintuition.com and I'll have her give you a free ticket. You too, Rachel. Rachel, you should have the employee code. Assistant. I'm going to type it. Oops. At discoverintuition.com. Because your name's so awesome. And you have awesome energy. Okay, that's Anne. She'll give you anyone who's here, if you guys want to come to class, if you've never come, even if you come, I've offered it to one person. That's rude to not offer it to everyone. You can email Anne and say, I caught Marissa at 3 in the morning with Demi talking gossip about Alec Baldwin. So Alec Baldwin, we came to the conclusion that he didn't know, but that the lady's alive. She's in Bulgaria. We have the whole thing recorded on Podbean. You're welcome, Marissa. I'd be happy to have you there. I think I said Bangladesh or Bulgaria. She was there, and I see her in a bed. I see kids, and I see like a husband. The producer that got shot in the shoulder was definitely behind it, and they're doing it to sue him to get money. Right? Doesn't it feel like that? And then, of course, the brother that hates him was the one that told everybody, because I saw him I saw the brother like sitting in the corner like he. Yeah. The one that you said is, I'm like paraphrasing this and like summarizing what we had to talk about for like an hour. But
that's gonna be.
She's married to a lawyer who's going after the Clintons. Who? I think that Alec. Okay, so I thought Alec did it on purpose But what I think is that now that you say that, I'm just like, I don't know. It's like, we'll have to listen. We'll have to post the Podbean. We have to take something out about George Floyd.
Yes.
Otherwise I'll get like blacklisted forever. But, so we'll edit that out and we'll post it on Patreon. If you guys don't know my Patreon site, I think it's at intuitionliving.com, or just go over to Patreon and it's / discovering intuition. I'll type it in here. And you can follow me for free. That's like the myth about Patreon, is that you can't follow somebody unless you pay. You can follow it for free. Let me see, patreon.com. I just don't get censored over there. I pay them like $800 a month. Or intuition. There we go. Okay, so Alec, I mean, the Clintons, then you don't want to hear about it. She says Alec's part of the Clintons' payroll. Alec feels like he pays them a little bit because he's being bribed. And it feels like, well, Demi sees a room in the sky. Where's the room in the sky?
Where?
Demi sees a room in the sky, like above, is it below DC or above DC? No, it's above Antarctica. There's like a room above Antarctica. She sees Michelle Obama, Kamala. Is it the Clintons? I don't think Hillary Clinton's there, but I don't think Clinton dude is there. No, he is. The fake Trump is there, the big bloated one.
And there's a literal like.
And there's a weird alien thing with like 3 fingers.
He's a giraffe.
He's a giraffe.
And it's talking.
Ask it to unveil itself.
Oh,
See,
it's a tiny person.
It's a tiny little person inside of a giraffe's neck. It's like the Great and Powerful Oz.
Wow.
Who's the tiny person? He says, I'm Gregory Wright, okay? Who's Gregory Wright? Gregory Wright? So I think a lot of the...
Comic book editor?
He's a comic book editor? Are you serious?
Unless there's different ones.
Wait, what name did I just say? I totally channeled that. I forgot.
Gregory Wright.
Gregory Wright. He says, I'm Gregory Wright, okay? He says, someone's got to create some distance between the souls right now. There's a little bit too much synergy going on. And there was no way to transport the new souls in if all the souls embodied their bodies. It was like soul swapping.
Wow.
But it was like agreed upon, like people that didn't want to be alive anymore. But like, say you're next to like a baby with a super bright soul, next to a mom who just had a baby and her soul's super bright, then your soul's going to get bright and your vibration's going to go up and your soul's going to merge with you. Even though like your consciousness was like, yeah, you can, that soul can come in and swap. I think I soul swapped during my accident in 2008. I think I was just like, I'm out of here. Peace out. I don't want to be her anymore. So another soul was like, okay, I'll go ahead and take over. So I think that it's funny. Kamala's man. I think that Michelle Obama looks a little bit more like a man. I just think that most of politics is like nothing to get like freaked out over, because it's all like, I mean, if the person running them up in the sky in the astral plane is a comic book editor, then it's just true, like pure and simple fact. Like it'd be like leaving a Bugs Bunny movie and being like, damn, like Bugs Bunny, this and that, like, and like actually basing your life on it. It's just not real. None of it's real. It's like, it's pure entertainment for our souls. And it's all about like just seeing past the illusion and just knowing that we don't have to be afraid, and knowing that we don't have to be like upset, and not being like, most people that like get angry at the government have mommy or daddy issues, or they have church issues. So they transfer their mom and dad issues over to the government, or they transfer their church issues, like they left the church because the church was this and that. They'll transfer that over to the government and be like, the government's lying to me. But it's like, or they get into a marriage that he's lying to me. So there's like this pattern of like distrust and not being able to trust like a quote unquote authority. But when we can realize that we are our own authority and that our soul knows everything, and that when we can bring our frequency and a vibration to open the doors and let the sun shine in, like let our soul shine in, that we'll know everything, we'll be everything. And that like, we'll just kind of like laugh at like the drama that's like put in front of us. Like we just kind of like laugh. We're just like, okay. So some people wanted to exchange some money. It feels like the movie was going bad. There wasn't enough money. There's a lot of insurance on the movie. Insurance. The insurance on the movie. Feels like there's insurance. Huh? Like, can't they get insurance on movies?
Yeah.
I think that the transgender movement is being pushed to confuse the younger generation, in my opinion. The younger generation don't really know who they are until they're about 14. That's when they can really begin to really truly know who they are separate from their family. But if they confuse them early on, I mean, when you're born, you know, you're Black, you're white, you're Indian, you're Native American, you're Irish, you're this, you're that. You know, you can't like change your skin. Well, Michael Jackson could, but other than that, like you can't really change that. And then you can't change like your gender, and your soul is a gender, and your soul creates your human. So I think why they're pushing the transgender movement is to separate us from our soul. And when we separate from our soul, that's when the autoimmune comes in, because it's ourselves fighting against ourselves. And it's really sad. So that's why we're creating our nonprofit for autoimmunes, to help autoimmune people, because we're helping people merge their souls, raise their frequency of their brain and their physical body. Because if we're in anger, we can't be our soul. Souls can't be angry. So if we're angry or fearful or like suspicious or whatever, we can't merge with our soul. And so that's the people that are dying, right?
Yeah.
Weird. Do they go to their soul when they die? They do.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice to know.
Ended their game here.
Huh?
They just ended their game here.
They ended their game, yeah, but then they get another play if they want. But if they don't cross over, then they're stuck down here, and then they get given like a recycled soul. Ew. Speaking of a recycled soul, he's crying upstairs. He told me he was recycled when he was 1.
You hear it?
Yeah. I said, hey, buddy, tell me about creation. He went over to the recycling truck and he went, me. He points at the thing. I'm like, you're trash. And I said, you're this, and you're recycling. He goes, yeah. I was like, okay, interesting. Yeah, everything is. I mean, honestly, look at this. She's saying MLK Ultra. It's like, yeah, there's all that stuff, but like, we're smarter than that. Like, we can go beyond it because our souls are smarter than that. And that's the whole point of like the soul evolution. It's a soul evolution, because like, as long as you're in your soul, you can be like conspiracy theory out of control, like, you know, thinking that you know this, and that. Mm-hmm. But if you say, show me from a soul perspective, it's like, oh, whoa, they were actually trying to learn about like the human mind and how to change it, or how to, you know, not make it so primal, or how to do this or how to do that. Not that it was good or anything, but it just is like it gets to the point where it just is. It is what it is. But yeah, like I encourage anybody to try that exercise right now. Actually, they're saying all you have to do is just say 0. Imagine a big 0 in your chest. Imagine it going all the way through your chest, out through your back. And then just call in they're calling it your line. It's like your line of consciousness. It's like this little line. It's going to go into the center of your chest and then out, and then shoot out the back of you. And it's going to go straight into your soul. And your soul may be like 5,000 feet behind you. It may be 100 feet behind you. It may be right next to you. But that little line of consciousness is going to go into your soul. And it's going to land right at like the top of your, like where that tonsil thing hangs down the back of your throat. It's going to end up at the top of your throat. And when you speak, they say like, God spoke and then there was light or whatever. They're saying that's our consciousness allows us to speak things into existence. That's really interesting. I wonder if we have a little line back there or something, or a drape of skin or something like that, like at the top of our throat. But then just say, show me or allow me to speak truth about such and such from my soul's perspective. And you'll see things differently and you'll feel things differently. And you'll be like, okay. I was really pissed off about that MLK thing because I was betrayed by somebody when I was 17 and they tried to talk me into this and that. And I really fell for it and I really loved them or, whatever. So that cord is creating this, I'm not talking about you specifically, whoever wrote that, but like it's always about us and it's always about our personal development. It's always about our growth and it's always about us learning more about ourselves and learning how to merge with our soul. Shine bright, soul evolution. That's what it is, huh? It's just soul evolution. Guys, help us think of a name, please. Solution. It's hard to say in the soul, I believe, is neutral because it's knowledge. And the frequency of the knowledge brings in no fear. But I believe that when people stay in neutrality, sometimes the neutrality is almost like a non-emotional feeling, whereas we're here to be emotional beings. Mm-hmm. So like if we're fearful of something, then be like, why am I afraid of this? What am I so afraid of? Like I always say, I don't want to know how my strawberries were picked. I don't want to know how a cow was killed. I don't want to know what the pig was doing before it made bacon. I don't want to know when missiles are going to get blown up on other countries. And I don't want to know about what our government's doing. And I don't want to know about science and how they create cosmetics. Some things you just don't want to know. But I agree about the neutrality thing for sure. So anyways, okay, we are super tired. We're going to go to sleep. That's funny. She says, Michelle's a man. Really need to learn how to release stuff. Sheila, will you come to class on Wednesday? Can I release the chest stuff from you right now? A lot of people are having chest stuff right now. It's a lot of, so your consciousness, like the earth, metaphysically was like in our bellies, like we created it in our bellies. And when the earth ascended, it ascended up into like above our throat, like right up underneath our brain. So the earth is up like kind of trying to merge with our brain. But if our brain is too low frequency, they can't merge. So it's like almost like the earth drops down and it puts that pressure on our chest, our neck, the C1, the C2 in the neck. And then it's over on the left-hand side shoulder. We get numbness in the right pinky. And then we get like gout in our feet because it's like we're not getting the energy where it needs because it's blocking us. So the best thing is to just ask to be taken into a frequency each day. Turn your will and your life over to your soul that created you and just ask it to give you the ability to merge with it. And then you'll just start there. See, didn't that release? See, See, it's like her soul just came in and just went like, do you see that? Mars was stuck inside of her. Can you feel it? So it's like COVID symptoms are all ascension symptoms. And then they just so happen to, be the coronavirus that we get every year or SARS or whatever. I will say that since they started giving the flu shot this year, I got the flu, I got a cold, and I got the coronavirus, all three right in a row. And it really sucked. Not to mention getting sick from people that are vaccinated, even if you're vaccinated, and the shedding and all that stuff. So it's just, there's just so much gunk out there. But they said the only way to really stay healthy is to just eat healthy, be healthy, and like stay positive. I hadn't slept for like a week, so I got sick. Remember, we didn't sleep at all. Me and Demi, and here we are at 4 a.m. We better go to sleep. But yeah, you guys come to check out. The best way to know where we are is check out my Patreon page. And we always announce when we're going to go live on there, except for we didn't run it live on here tonight because I didn't think it was going to work because the camera didn't work. But and you guys missed my dark brown wig. I can't get the camera to work. I've got a bob length dark brown wig. Oh no, Rachel. Okay, so I want you to let me know about anybody who's injured, and I want to start. That'll be our nonprofit too. I mean, we could technically pay ourselves to do healings. Um,
Fracture injuries.
Heart issues. It feels like heart issues. Like I just heard inner pulmonary. It feels like if you took something like an anti-inflammatory, like what's that thing that they give you when they numb, yeah, they numb your back, like when your back hurts, they numb you, they give you like one of those shots. It's like a hormone shot. Yeah, a lot of kids are. I've been working with just somebody that I met who through my monitoring my stepdaughter's text messages when words like kill or suicide pop up, we get notified through the parent app. And I was talking to the mother of one of the boys that kept saying he was wanting to do that, and I kept telling her he's empathic, he's taking on everyone's energy, he's not suicidal himself, he's around suicidal people, or they just can't handle each other's energy. It's like I need to just get back out in the world and start sharing the snow globe again and sharing like that exercise. Because that exercise alone, Sheila, would clear your energy. Sheila, I'm clearing more out of the top of your head now too. It's just like, look at all the stuff coming out of Sheila's head. It's like hair in a drain. It's like, you're going to feel good tomorrow, Sheila. Please text me, Sheila, and let me know if you're feeling weird at all. I don't like to just bomb people with readings and healings and then leave them hanging. If you're in another country, just email me. But yes, I see myself healing people in a stadium. I've always seen that. Bring all the kids. Bring all the kids. We'll use laser beams and lights and just heal everyone. That it would be the occiput connecting to your higher self. You're welcome, Sheila. Let me disconnect you and Sheila, Marisa, just to make sure you're not connected in with her as a collective, because I didn't really say like a prayer. Let me just make sure everybody's their own energy. Anyone that watches this in the future, anyone watching this now is their own pillar of light, their own stream of light, their own stream of consciousness. And oh, there we go. Okay. Marisa, you're a big time healer. So you like to take on anybody that's hurting. And I feel like you did a little bit of that. So disconnecting you now from that, reconnecting to your higher self. Michelle Obama's like, I'm not a man. It's really funny because she said that Michelle Obama was a man. But like there's like a string up to her hair or something. I heard a lady say, I'm not a man. Okay. That was really funny. Okay, you feel better? Okay, great. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you later. Me and Demi are going to be coming on every day, not at 4 a.m, hopefully. But we've got a plan now. We're going to do a daily newsletter with free content. A cool like water exercise to manifest whatever you want each day. And then we're going to be creating an app called Tuned In that's only like $5, and it's going to balance out your energy every day. And then we're going to elaborate on the whole intuition media VHX thing. And then I'm going to move forward with my whole publishing company, media company. If anyone wants to publish a book, let me know. Because I'm an imprint of Bill's company. So, hey, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. I miss everybody that I haven't seen in a long time. I love you guys. Okay. My offer stands. Anybody who wants to come to class on Wednesday, on me, just email assistant@discoverintuition.com. I put it up there in the top of the comments. Let her know, hey, I was at one of Marissa's late night crazy talks about gossip and Alec Baldwin and O.J. Simpson and Nicole and all that. You guys missed that. Well, Demi's gonna take out the stuff that'll get us totally banned, and then we'll post it on Patreon, or should we post it here? Patreon, YouTube, and Vimeo's pretty safe. They don't censor me over on Vimeo. Oh, you're having trouble with Crowdcast? You know Crowdcast? Yes, that's why we are gonna do the Oh no. Okay. Well, you know, I'm going to do it. I'll go into Crowdcast and I'll make it available for free right now, so you can get in, and then I will put it back to. I'll put it back to where like it's like charged or whatever when Anne wakes up, because I think Anne's asleep right now. Well, she's in the Philippines. I love Anne. Let's see. All sessions. Make sure that you know that there's a bunch of different sessions on there, and I'm editing it right now. I'm glad you caught me. And I just made it so anyone can see it. And then tomorrow morning, I'll put it back to not being that way. See if you can get in, Jennifer, before we hang up here, okay? Can you check Crowdcast? Remember, there's 4 sessions on it or something like that. Anyone else that wants to go watch class, but I heard the audio is really shoddy, really lame. So I was going to re-record something today, but then kids had the cutest. I wish the camera worked. Kids had the cutest assembly today. They marched in their little Halloween costumes at the school, and they had 2 different times, one at 10 and one at 2. So I was like back and forth to the school. But I am going to re-record the exercise to protect the family, to clear the family, and to make sure your kids don't have attachments for Halloween. I'm going to re-record that tomorrow, and I'll be posting that in the Crowdcast thing. That's why there's like 4 episodes. Let me know before we hang up here, and here, let me just give you my text in case you're having issues. And this text, I turn it off when I turn off the ringer when I go to sleep. So don't worry about it bugging me. Plus, I barely sleep anyways. That's why I get sick so much. Yay! Okay. Anyone else that wants to take advantage of a free class, pop on over there. Not the best class ever. Horrible audio, but some pretty cool information. I'm going to be working on being more professional these days, so I can be taken more seriously. But, for now, crappy video and some crappy audio, but great information. Okay. I love you guys. You're all awesome. And I will see you soon. Sheila, you're a pleasure. I bless you and leave you with that. I'm disconnecting, but your healing will continue for the next 7 hours. Marisa, so will yours, and everybody else. I'll send you healing. If you want healing, just say yes. And I'll have my higher self work on you while I sleep and you guys chill in Aussie world. And hopefully it's becoming less communistic over there, and they're letting up a little bit. It was nice to see everybody with no masks on today walking around at the kids' school. It was really cool seeing freedom again for a little bit. So anyway, all right. Love you guys. Demi, say bye. Bye. Demi's awesome, by the way. And I'm gonna start pimping her out here soon. If anybody wants a reading from Demi, she's really good. So, and she's just a little bit cheaper than me. Not cheaper. She says we'll work for Dutch Bros. We'll work for Dutch Bros. She says it's pretty pricey. That's like $150 habit a week she's got over there. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Mwah.